Welcome to the Greater Than Business podcast, where it's all about creating an amazingly successful business without sacrificing your quality of life, because life should be greater than business. And now, here is your host, Courtney Bedore.
This is episode 27 of the Greater Than Business podcast, and today we are going to be talking about business motivation, and specifically how to keep yourself motivated and things that you can set up for success in your business so that you always remain motivated. So I'm going to go over 4 tips throughout this episode. And as always, you can find everything that I talk about in the show notes, and you can find the show notes by going to greaterthanbusiness.com/027. So without further ado, I am going to get started. And first off, we are going to talk about tip number 1 to staying motivated in your business. And tip number 1 is all about keeping yourself happy. So if your business is dragging you down, if you are in a rough spot in your business, if you are having difficulties getting things done and feeling passionate about your business, then you need to keep yourself happy. So if that means just slightly tweaking what you're doing with your business, or switching up a project that you're currently working on, or bringing on a new team member to take over some of the tasks that you hate doing, things like that, you need to keep yourself happy, to keep yourself motivated. And another way easy thing that you can do to keep yourself happy is self-care. So you can always make sure that you are prioritizing yourself versus your business. And if you haven't already gathered that, that is what this whole podcast is about. Basically making sure that you can run a successful business without not killing yourself, but without weighing yourself down to the point of overwhelm. And that you always need to be keeping your life greater than your business. Now, as I've mentioned before in a couple other episodes, obviously your business helps to fuel your lifestyle. So obviously the better the business that you have, then the better the lifestyle you are going to create. But that also works in reverse. So if you don't allow yourself to have a life, then you are not going to have a very happy business either. So you have to find that balance. And that is what this whole podcast is all about. So as a reminder, if you haven't, go back and listen to some of the previous episodes where you can definitely see the theme of this podcast. But basically, for this tip, keeping yourself happy, basically, if you don't have a happy you, then you don't have a happy business. And that is not what you want. You don't want to feel miserable going to work every day, working on your business, and feeling like you are just not doing what you want to do. And because you are running your own business, you are the one that can make that shift. You are the one that can take that break. You are the one that can allow yourself that time and space to be able to do what you want to do to make yourself better. So keep yourself happy, whatever that is, but allow your business to be at a place where you can be happy running it. You can still have a happy life. Your business does not consume you, and you are always willing and able to take time for yourself when you need it. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2 is find your tribe, because nobody will motivate you more than finding like-minded cheerleaders that you can go to when things suck. And I know that I try to keep this podcast happy, and I know that I try to keep a good mindset going as I record these episodes, and I don't try to get too doom and gloom when it comes to business. But let's be honest here. Things will suck sometimes. There will be days where your business will suck. You will not like the task that you are doing that day. You will not like something that you're doing, but it's one of those things that just has to be done. So you just have to, I don't know, just power through and do it. But if you can find a tribe of like-minded people that get you, then when things do suck, you have people that you can go to get advice, bounce ideas off of, just have a vent session if you need to. Obviously, don't go to these people all the time. If you are not having a good business and things are constantly going wrong, then you definitely need to make some huge changes within your business. But even the most happy and well-run business is gonna have times when things suck. So the best way to pull yourself out of that rut, to get advice on how to navigate through the trenches, having a tribe behind you helps. And it doesn't need to be people on the same level as you. It doesn't need to be people above you or below you. It just needs to be your tribe. It just needs to be people that resonate with your messaging, that understand what you're going through. They can be your competitors. They can be your friends that just happen to have an online business, but maybe they have a different type of business. It doesn't need to be someone that has something identical to you, but just people that understand the ins and outs of online business. They understand online marketing, and they understand what you go through on a daily basis in your business. So trust me, your tribe is out there. You will find them. If you're looking for additional help to figure out how to start a tribe, I've got some ideas for you, which I will be sharing in definitely in the next couple episodes for sure. But if you want more, you can go to our Facebook group, which is the Greater Than Business Community. And I will link to that in the show notes so that you can easily find us. But that is kind of my tribe that I go to when I need some help. I also have my Instagram. I don't want to call them friends, but I've got friends on Instagram that I will always make sure that I can go to them for that word of support or the gentle nudge in the right direction if I need to. But definitely finding your tribe, making business friends are people that you definitely need to have around you, and you will be so thankful for them. So find your tribe, and that is going to be a huge motivator for your business, even when things get tough. So tip number 3 is follow people and brands who motivate you to be bigger. So follow people that are positive, that are encouraging, that are, I don't want to always say one step ahead of you, but following someone that's one step ahead of you can kind of give you that motivation to continue working on the path that you are on. They can provide some amazing inspiration because if they're one step ahead of you, then you know where you want to be, what your next step is, and they can help to motivate you in so many good ways just by following them. You can follow people that are obviously on the same level as you or just starting out, but sometimes it's good to have that inspiration available at your fingertips. So I know for myself, I make sure that on my Instagram account, I am always following people that are slightly bigger than me in different industries, but have that level of success that I want to achieve. So I'm always looking at what they're doing. I'm always looking at the launches, and I'm kind of like deconstructing everything that they post and think about, oh, okay, so they did this because it's going to provide this result. And once I kind of go through and I almost like dissect everything that they do on Instagram. That provides me with incredible motivation to be able to do that in my own business, because I know that if I can motivate one person on my Instagram account, then that is going to really, really motivate me. And I know that if I'm motivated by someone that's one step ahead of me doing these things, that if I do that for someone on my account, then that is going to motivate me as well. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword here, where you can get ideas and inspiration by following people, but yet at the same time, you can also post and provide that same inspiration for somebody else. And I don't know about you, but I get lit up, I guess would be the best way to say it. I get lit up way more when I provide motivation for someone else than I get from following someone that motivates me. I think I worded that the right way. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that I get so just jacked up when I help someone. And that is a high that I can't get from any other place. Like, it is the best feeling in the world when someone comes up to me or someone emails me and says, "Hey, you may not have realized this, but that other day when you went live and you were talking about XYZ, that made me get out of bed and actually take action on an idea that I've been sitting on for weeks." Or basically, there's so many different examples, but that's kind of one of those things where if someone messages me and says that, then immediately that is going to be my most productive day of the week, because that lights me up. That lights the fire under me. Like, I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but like, even just thinking back to these emails, I am ready to go. Like, I get so fired up just thinking about helping other people to achieve success and to be able to live the life that they want and run the type of business that they've always dreamed of. And when I can accidentally help them, it is so motivating for me. And that is one of the biggest things that will send me into a productive day. And just by following other people and even seeing them have success, that also helps me. So it goes both ways, but if you can follow people and brands who motivate you, then you will also develop kind of a subset of people that will follow you, and you can provide that same amount of inspiration to them. And whichever motivates you more, either way, you're still going to get a positive result. So make sure that you follow people and brands that are uplifting and allow you to feel that, I can't think of the word that I want right now, but make you feel like you are invincible. Make you feel like no matter what pressures are weighing down on you at this moment, you can overcome it. You can get that shit done off of your list, and you can provide that difference that you want to make in the world. Even if it's just the world of business, you are still changing people's lives out there doing what you do and by running your company the way that you want. So that's tip number 3. It's a big one, but it's really important. And I think that it's very simple to do too, because all you're doing is just following people, and you are providing inspiration as well when people follow you. So that kind of also ties in with tip number 2, because it is another way where you can kind of find your tribe. But obviously sometimes you can't, like, I don't know, you can't have the same community aspect with some of the bigger brands and people that you may be following that motivate you, but they definitely kind of become part of your tribe, whether or not they know that you are following them or not. But regardless, I could go off on a little bit of a tangent there, but I won't, because this episode can only be so many minutes long. Okay, so tip number 4 is have a motivator that is bigger than money. So in episode 20, if you have not yet listened to that, I want you to go back and listen to episode 20. You can find that at greaterthanbusiness.com/020. And episode 20 is all about my view on money. And that ties directly into this tip. So having a motivator that's bigger than money is something that I want you to really think about, because obviously money is a great motivator. Money is a great tool to have at your disposal, because money makes everything not easier, but money allows you to do things with your business that you might not be able to do without it. Same with your life. Money can provide and open opportunities for you and help you to succeed on a different level. And you don't need a lot of money. I'm not saying like you need tens of thousands of billions of dollars to be able to achieve this, but money makes things easier. And I also don't think that money should be your biggest motivator in your business. And the reason I say that is because when you start focusing only on the money, then you lose sight of why you started your business. And as I've mentioned multiple times, this podcast is always about building your business, but it's also about not sacrificing your life. And I've always found that the moment that you start focusing on monetary goals and using money as a motivator, then everything starts to fall apart. You start operating from a place of scarcity, and you start to devalue the things that should have value and start valuing the things that shouldn't matter. And I've seen it time and time again throughout the whole online industry that the moment that you start focusing on the money, then you stop making money. And when you stop making money, then you start spiraling in your business. And if you can focus on a motivator that's bigger than money, then you're not focusing on those numbers. You're still obviously paying attention to your money coming in and going out and all of that other stuff. But it's not your motivator. It's just a transactional thing that happens that allows you to do the things that you actually want to do. So when I say have a motivator that's bigger than money, what I mean is have something else. Like it may be something that you can only purchase with money, or it may be a feeling that you get when you are able to donate your money or something along those lines. But you have to have something that's bigger than money as your motivator. And I know a lot of people will use like a charity, like a lot of people that make a lot of money, obviously, in their businesses, they've turned it around, and instead of viewing it as I need to have $100,000 launch, they'll basically view it as, okay, if I have $100,000 launch, that's awesome, but that's going to allow me to build a school for underprivileged kids by my donation of whatever percentage it is of that $100,000 launch that you want to send away. And by having something like that as your motivator, I can guarantee you will have more success. So for me, my motivator in my business is to be able to work from home and provide a lifestyle for myself and my children that is comfortable. And that's pretty much it. Like I obviously have a lot of things that I like to buy and things that I like to spend money on. But when it comes down to it, everything that I buy is making my life easier, making my life better, and saving me time. Because as you get older and as you grow your business, you're going to start realizing that time is your greatest asset. And time is something that you can't get back. And if you spend all of your time chasing dollars, then you're going to miss a lot of really good moments in your life. And even though money can allow you to do great things, it shouldn't be the biggest determining factor on the success of your business. And it shouldn't be the sole motivation for why you started your business. You should have a bigger why. And most of my listeners already know that. As I said at the beginning of this episode, if you are brand new to this podcast, you've got 26 other episodes to go back and listen to that will give you a little bit more insight on who we are, why we operate this way, and why we always view that your life needs to be greater than whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish with your business. And that this is definitely a big motivation for me. So with that being said, I'm going to run back over the 4 tips that I just covered. And I want you to get out a pen and a piece of paper and quickly write these down so that you can kind of brainstorm all of the ways that you can be motivated in your business. And never lose sight of these things. And make sure that whatever your motivation is for your business, that you are always trying to help more people than help yourself. And that will take you really far in the world of online business. So make sure that everything that you produce, everything that you're doing is benefiting more than just yourself. And that is pretty much the biggest key to success that I can give you. So here are the tips. Keep yourself happy. Find your tribe. Follow people who motivate you. And have a motivator that is bigger than money. And if you follow those 4 little tips there, you will be always motivated to grow your business, to have the type of business that you want. And you will also be motivated to actually work on your own business as well, which is a huge thing. So that is all I wanted to talk about today. As always, there are going to be goodies at the bottom of the show notes page. If you hop on over there to greaterthanbusiness.com/027, you can find all of the links that I've mentioned in this episode, as well as some nice little downloads for you. And I will be back next week again to chat all about getting yourself organized, which is going to be a big one. So I can't wait to see you then. I hope you are having a fantastic week, and we will talk soon.
Thanks for listening to the Greater Than Business podcast at www.greaterthanbusiness.com.